Damn, those are some crazy dreams. I wonder what brought that on. Oh, right. I was up all night drinking, doing drugs, eating chili Fritos, and watching Cool World. Yeah, you know Cool World, the 1992 feature film that fused live action and animation and was definitely not for kids.
You know what a good name for it would be?
What's that, Norm?
Box office poison.
Well, if you're not familiar with the premise, all you really need to know is that there are humans like you and me, especially me. I'm definitely human. We're called Noids, and the cartoon characters who live in the Cool World are called Doodles. And congratulations, because you are now at the maximum level of understanding Cool World. From here, watching the movie can only hurt. It's like an inverse relationship. The more you watch it, the less fucking sense it makes. Anyway, time for some breakfast. Oh god, no. I'm out of chili Fritos. And also the game is real. Although, why am I getting irritated already? I don't know anything about this game. I've never played it. I don't even know what kind of game you could make out of a movie I can barely begin to describe. Like, maybe you're solving a murder mystery, or it could be some kind of weird rhythm game, or maybe it's just a half-assed platformer. That's like the free space on the bingo card. The first thing I have to mention about this game is its music. It slams. And with that, you're dropped into the mean streets of Cool World. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I just follow my pro gamer instincts and start collecting everything in sight. The first thing you'll want to grab is this glove that lets you punch by pressing B, or grapple vertically Bionic Commando style by pressing X. The controls aren't that bad, but the punch has a wind-up which leaves you open to attack. You press Y to jump, which I can never quite get used to. Jump should always be A or B, or maybe up on the D-pad. And when you try to do a running jump, sometimes it just doesn't respond, and you fall. Now that I can climb the buildings, I found a set of keys and some wooden nickels, which are currency. You'll need the nickels at a few points in the game, like at this pawn shop, which offers various items. I want to buy the pen, but I can't, so I assume I need to come back later. One of the first things you'll encounter is these pauper police who swarm all over you. Once enough of them pile on, you'll be taken to the police station. They'll frig off if you climb above ground level, but I can't tell whether getting arrested has any point other than wasting your time. Sometimes they're on your nuts as soon as you spawn in. So, how did you get radicalized against the carceral state? Oh, I played Cool World on Super Nintendo, of course. When they take you in, Brad Pitt's character, Detective Harris, tells you to stay away from Holly. This is the only screen in the game to depict Brad Pitt's character. He's not on the cover of the game, but if you know anything about Cool World, you'd probably expect to play as him. Instead, you're the cartoonist, Jack Deebs. That's Gabriel Byrne's character in the movie, and I can't help recalling his backstory.
Hey, Deebs, why don't you do a book on that guy you murdered? You know, that guy you found in bed with your wife?
How many Super Nintendo games are there where you play as a convicted murderer? As far as I know, just this one. And Goof Troop. Sure, there are games where you kill a ton of people, but that's still your choice as the player. I can try to play Contra as a pacifist if I want to. Probably won't go very well, but that's my choice. As long as you have the keys, you can hop in this car and leave the area. Am I supposed to do this? I don't know, I just want to see something different. I can't exactly call these driving stages, as it's really just platforming. You can stop the car whenever you want to, but you need enough speed to jump the gaps. You'll also die if you crash into too much of this garbage and shit. There are 2 of these driving sections in the game, and they only take about 10 seconds each, if you don't mess up at all, but good luck with that. I'm convinced they're only here to burn your lives and continues. The next area is Sweet Place, which isn't in the movie. And I know this is supposed to be a garish cartoon universe, but goddamn. One look at this background and all I can say is,
Execute clown mode.
this place looks like it was designed by Willy Wonka after he snorted pop rocks off Lisa Frank's butt cheeks, with Harley Quinn as special consultant.
There'll be no crossovers while I'm around.
Alright, well let's just say I do not care for it. Heading into the malt shop because it's there, but I still have no idea what I'm doing, so I just wander around getting air juggled for my troubles. Eat glove, dummy. What? She's invincible, and that's game over. You can choose the mocking try again, sucker option on the main menu to continue, but they're limited. I think you get 3. So my advice is that unless you made it decently far in the game, just start over instead of wasting continues. I have no idea if I'm getting far, but if I keep walking right, I enter the second driving section. I died about 10 times here before I realized these red lights act more like force fields than traffic signals. You can be rocketing through the sky at Mach 5, but if the light's red, you're going down. Next is Holly's building. Climbing it isn't so much difficult as it is annoying, as anything that hits you knocks you down a level. I don't know if it's hurting me though, because you have no life bar in this game, despite its many cheap one-hit kills. Normal enemies take 4 or 5 hits to kill you. The only indication you're near death is that your number of lives starts flashing. This is mechanically very stupid, but I do find it funny that my life is literally flashing before my eyes. After scaling Holly's building, a message appears saying this was a waste of time because I didn't arrange a date with Holly yet. Then some unseen force backhands you across the map. Good news is I took that 20-story plummet like a G. Bad news is I've been playing the game completely wrong. I busted my ass to get this far, used up all my continues, and only at this point does the game give me a clear objective for the first time. Well, if I'm dumb enough to watch Cool World 7 times in a row, and I am, then I'm definitely dumb enough to play this game again. So here's how it works. When the game begins, pick up the book on the street, take it to the library, and exchange it for the flowers inside. Take the flowers to the bouncer, and now you're inside the Slash Club. Forget all that other shit I did before, because this is where you need to meet Holly. Enemies don't respawn in here, so just kill them all as you work your way to the right. I do like this cartoon dust cloud brawl as an obstacle. Just flip some switches and you can bypass it. But not so fast. Purple Chungus here says you have to bring Holly a soda. Go back to the bartender, who's a real asshole. First of all, you can only talk to him once he stops jittering around behind the bar. Then when you buy a soda, he flings it at 50 miles an hour. Ugh, try that again. Come on, I'm out of money now. Alright, once more. This time it's slow enough to pick up. But then this fucking leech takes your soda. And I know this is a Nintendo game, so I can't buy Holly a Cosmo or a Zima. But if this is a soda, then why does it look like a 5-gallon cappuccino? Alright, I finally made it, and there she is, Hollywood, in all her 16-bit glory. Looks just as good as the movie. Holly chugs the Baja Blast and says to meet her at her place. And hey, we know where that is thanks to all our tedious wandering around. Now we're getting somewhere. Up at the top, Holly's waiting and she... Get over here, Miss Wood! Ah. Then you get a message that says girls like to receive gifts. I'm not complaining that the game doesn't follow the movie because, Jesus Christ. However, I have to point out that Holly wants Jack to help her get to the real world. Making you do all these fetch quests only delays her own objective. Holly's gift could be anywhere in the world. I don't know what it is, I don't know where it is. I'll save you time and just tell you it's in the mall shop. Climbing the building again. Holly finally rewards your fervent simping with a smooch and a lot of cartoon hearts. And no, I will not show you the scene from the movie because I don't feel like getting banned today, and I won't be held responsible if it awakens something in you. With Holly escaping to the real world, we have to find the spike so we can follow her. And once again, I don't know what it is or where it is. Just kidding, it's in the mall shop too. Try and guess, in this bizarre game with no instructions, how you get to the real world. You do nothing. Seriously, as long as you bought the pen and you found the spike, just wait around for a little bit and you'll be transported to the real world. This minute or so of emphatically not playing Cool World is one of my favorite parts of playing Cool World. I never intended this to sound like a walkthrough. That's not what I do, but the whole game plays out this way. At any given point, there's very little that you can do and exactly one thing that you have to do. It is unique. There's nothing else like this on the Super Nintendo. And that's because nobody else ever tried this fucked up subgenre of open world puzzle platformer based on horny cartoons. It's time to stop being polite and start getting real in Las Vegas. We just need to get the spike onto the hotel roof. We're nearing the end, but this game still has to grind his stiletto heels into my tender regions a couple more times. Nails the spider is your ticket to the roof. You control him during the climb, and there are about 5 things that can go wrong here. He moves sluggishly, and the clouds stun him. Jack's not bothered by the clouds, but enemies will knock him down. Swinging too far to the side can also break the rope. At least it doesn't kill you, but that brings me to the worst part. When you fall, you have to wait for Nails to climb back down to the starting point very slowly. After a few bails, you're ready to snap. Come on! Come on! Get down here! Why is he so slow? I don't get it.
Of course you don't get it, because you're a wackadoo.
Almost there, you bastard! Holly's goons fight you one at a time on the rooftop. They're pretty easy. Just knock out this big guy's platform. The last guy is a different story. It's impossible to jump over him, although I have glitched past him. To kill him, you have to bop these bricks overhead so that they fall at the right time. Getting close enough to time a hit without getting hit yourself is tricky. And the bricks don't come back, so if you fuck up too much, you have to kill yourself and try again.
It's frustrating.
I'm counting that as the final boss fight, because Holly can't really hurt you, except emotionally. She summons a bunch of doodles, and you just wait for them to start bouncing in place, then suck them up with the pen. Once those stop appearing, you've won. When you touch her, Holly blows up, which is unexpected, and then you get your cool gratulations. Despite its manic incomprehensibility, the film raises intriguing questions about art and artistry, creation and destruction, and does Holly still turn real if you only put in the tip? The game raises questions about what I'm doing with my life. If you know where everything is, you can finish it in 20 minutes, but it's still not worth it because corporate sexual harassment training has a better end screen than Cool World. It's 2 games in a row now that's happened to me. And guess what, sucker? There was another game on NES and it was totally different. Maybe we should check that out. But hang on, we have a problem. Copies of the NES game run well over $100. However, I have a solution. I'll draw a cartoon of the game and then just wait for that to become real. So, here we go. There's Frank with a little gun, and there's Holly. I'm sorry, that's terrible. Let me fix it. So we just slap this up here and wait for it to become real. In the meantime, I've had enough Cool World for now, enough bad dreams. I'm fucking hungover. I'm going back to bed. I'll see you later.
Can I have my chili Fritos?
Can't have shit, I'm closed, fat boy.